بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. This is Fahad Ashiri. Our book for today is Traveler 2, Module 4. Our lesson about cross-curricular page, and the name of this lesson is Installation Art. Our skill for today is about reading. You can find this article on page number 60. Our objective for today, the goal, is to recognize information from an article about installation art. We want to know more information about installation art. So now we will take some information about it. First we have discussion. The first question is, do you like art? This is a general question. Like, do you like art in general? Like the painting, drawing, or any other kind of art? My answer for this one is yes, I do. Like, you can answer yours as you want. Yes, I do. I love art on the walls, like these walls, houses, buildings, and etc. So I like art in general. What do you think of modern art? There is like classic art and modern art. For me, art being modern doesn't matter for me. Like, there is no classification between like modern and classic art. If I like it, then I like it, regardless of its classification. Like, regardless if it's classic art or modern art, if I like it, that doesn't matter in which or under type this art. The third one, do you think that some modern art is not art at all? Talking about the modern art. So my answer for this one, art in general is not about some sort of production process. It's more to do with what it conveys and what connection it makes with the viewer. So there is the art in general, it's like about the connection. Like, if you look at a painting or something like that, and you find sometimes yourself in it or something like that, this is what it's all about. Now we have something that it calls installation art. Before we start the definition of this one, please look at this short video. This is some examples of installation art. So what's the meaning of installation art? Installation art is the term for works room sized. Like the size of this work, it's like about room size, or maybe larger, bigger than a room, in which the whole space is considered a single unified artwork. So the whole place is considered as artwork, the whole place, like not just like one part from this place. It's different from gallery room filled with works by multiple artists or exhibit space. So it's not like when you go to a gallery and you look at these paintings. No, it's something else. As you saw or looked at these examples before. The installation is one cohesive work of art. Like solid, it comes together. Like this one and like this one. Like it's for the whole place. They will make this kind of art. Now let's go back to the book, page number 60. We already answered these questions for the discussion part. Look at the pictures. What is installation art? We already had the meaning of installation art. Read and check your answers. So before, listen to this article carefully, and then we will talk about it.
Cross-curricular page. Art.
Installation art. Installation art is a kind of art that uses the area it's in to help people enjoy it. It isn't just about making paintings or sculpture. Installation art includes exhibits with sound, performances, video, and even the internet. The people who experience the art often have to use different senses at once, not only sight, but also hearing, smell, and touch. You can find installation art in museums and in public places, like parks and shopping centres, where many people will see it. Most art installations are temporary and stay at the site only for a few weeks or months. The main point of installation art is not just for people to look at it, but also to experience it and feel like they are part of the art too. These days, there are many artists who make installation art. Carlston Holer displayed his test site in the main hall of the Tate Modern in London from October 2006 to April 2007. Test site was an installation of 5 large metal slides that people could slide down for free. Also, in 2003, at the Tate Modern, artist Olafur Eliasson installed a glowing sun in the room and a huge mirror on the ceiling. The room was also filled with a mist made of sugar and water. The installation was called The Weather Project, and many visitors enjoyed lying on the floor and looking up at their shadows on the ceiling. One of the most innovative artists in the field of light sculpture is Dante Leonelli. His first major exhibition of kinetic light art took place at the Hayward Gallery in 1970. And since then, he and his group, The Continuum, have presented some famous works of installation art, such as those at the Millennium Dome and at Notting Hill Gate in London. If you pass by these sites, you will be able to see some huge rings of light, consisting mainly of LEDs, that are programmed to change colour and intensity according to the changes in ozone levels, air pollution, or even in meteorological conditions. These solar-powered rings are supported by almost invisible stainless steel wires, and their aim is to increase our ecological and environmental awareness.
So we have 4 paragraphs. Let's listen to the first one. And then
Installation art is a kind of art that uses the area it's in to help people enjoy it. It isn't just about making paintings or sculpture. Installation art includes exhibits with sound, performances, video, and even the internet. The people who experience the art often have to use different senses at once, not only sight, but also hearing, smell, and touch. You can find installation art in museums and in public places, like parks and shopping centres, where many people will see it. Most art installations are temporary and stay at the site only for a few weeks or months. The main point of installation art is not just for people to look at it, but also to experience it and feel like they are part of the art too.
Installation art is a kind of art that uses the area. It's not to help people enjoy it. It's to help people enjoy it. So it's like use the whole area, like the room or larger than the room or a room. It's not just about making painting or sculpture. Not just about painting or the sculpture. The sculpture is the art which make 2 or 3 dimensional by carving stone or wood. And the meaning of the dimension, for example, like this laptop, this is like the first dimension, here is the second dimension. So they can do it like by more than 1 dimension. Installation art includes exhibits with sound. So sometimes when you go to these like arts, you will listen to sound performances, performance like moving or something like that, video, and even the internet. The people who are experienced the art often have to use different senses at once, not only sight. So it's not just about looking at things, more than that, but also hearing, like by your ears, smell sometimes, and touch by your hands. You can find installation art in museums and in public places. So you can find these kind of art, like parks and shopping centers, where many people will see it. Most art installations are temporary, so it doesn't like last for the all time or the whole time, just last for maybe like few weeks or few months. The main point of installation art is not just for people to look at it, but also to experience it and feel like they are a part of the art too. So it's not like painting, you just look at it and that's it. You have to experience it, like feel it, touch it, hear it. So you become part from this art. The second one now, let's listen to it.
These days, there are many artists who make installation art. Carlston Holer displayed his test site in the main hall of the Tate Modern in London from October 2006 to April 2007. Test site was an installation of 5 large metal slides that people could slide down for free.
Now we will have some examples of installation art. So the first example is these days are many artists who make installation art. Carlston Holer displayed his test site. So he did this installation art in the main hall of Tate Modern in London from October 2006 to April 2007. Test site was an installation of 5 large metal slides that people could slide down for free. I will show it to you now. So as you can see here in these pictures, this is his installation art, and it's about large metal slides, like if people want to go like slide from up to down, and it's as the article said, for free, charging no money. There is no money to pay to slide down. The second example.
Also, in 2003, at the Tate Modern, artist Olafur Eliasson installed a glowing sun in the room and a huge mirror on the ceiling. The room was also filled with a mist made of sugar and water. The installation was called The Weather Project, and many visitors enjoyed lying on the floor and looking up at their shadows on the ceiling.
Also in 2003, at the Tate Modern, artist Oliver Eliasson installed a glowing sun. Glowing, it's like steady light in the room, and a huge mirror on the ceiling. So it's in the ceiling, the mirror. The room was also filled with a mist made of sugar and water. Mist, it's like the tiny cloud droplets that surrounded the atmosphere or the area, like in Abha city, you can see that. But this one is made from sugar and water. The installation was called The Weather Project. This is the name of this art installation, and many visitors enjoyed lying on the floor. So when you lie, you take your rest position, like in your back. In this room, they will just like lying on the floor, but in your like bedroom, you can lie on your bed and looking up at their shadows on the ceiling. Shadow, it's the dark area that you create or produce by your body. Like for example, if the sun is here and you walk and the sun is back of you, you will see your shadow here, the dark area. Now let's look at this example. This is his art installation. Oliver Eliasson As you can see here, the glowing sun in the room, and the huge mirror, it's up in the ceiling. So we can see people here are lying on the floor to look at themselves on the ceiling in that mirror. The last example here, listen to it, please.
One of the most innovative artists in the field of light sculpture is Dante Leonelli. His first major exhibition of kinetic light art took place at the Hayward Gallery in 1970. And since then, he and his group, The Continuum, have presented some famous works of installation art, such as those at the Millennium Dome and at Notting Hill Gate in London. If you pass by these sites, you will be able to see some huge rings of light, consisting mainly of LEDs, that are programmed to change colour and intensity according to the changes in ozone levels, air pollution, or even in meteorological conditions. These solar-powered rings are supported by almost invisible stainless steel wires, and their aim is to increase our ecological and environmental awareness.
One of the most innovative artists, like when you innovate something, you featuring a new method. And the field of light sculpture is Dante Leonelli. So this is the third example that we have here. His first major exhibition of kinetic. Kinetic, it's like something that results from motion, like from movement, like when you walk or you move your hands and etc. Light art took place on the Hayward Gallery in 1970, and since then, he and his group, The Continuum, have presented some famous work of installation art, such as those at the Millennium Dome and at Notting Hill Gate in London. If you pass by, like if you go there or stop there, by these sites, you will be able to see some huge rings of light. Huge rings like the circle shape, this is the meaning of ring, consistently mainly of LEDs that are programmed to change color and intensity. Like when you move there or you go there, the color of the rings will be changed based on the movement and the strength of the light. This is the meaning of intensity. According to the changes in ozone levels, like the ozone, it's the layer that cover our earth, air pollution, or even in meteorological condition, like the atmosphere, the science of atmosphere. So if there is like more air pollution, these rings will change its color or its colors. These solar powered rings, solar power, it's the power that we get from the sun, are supported by almost invisible stainless steel wires, and their aims to increase our ecological and environmental awareness. Ecological, it's the relation between the organism, like animals, human, and their environment, like around them. I will show you the example of the third one. You can see it here. You can see the rings and the color. So huge rings of light that change according to ozone levels and air pollutions. So this one is pollution. Sorry for this mistake. You can see here the rings and the color of the rings. This is his installation art of Dante Leonelli. Now let's move to the last part. This one, read the text again and write T for true or F for false. So take a moment and think about this one and try to answer it, and then we'll take the answers. The first one is T. You can see, hear, and smell installation art. That's true, because when you go there, you experience all the installation art. Installation art only appears in public places. That's not true, even in museum. Installation art usually doesn't last forever. That's true. It just lasts for like few weeks, few months. Kirsten Holler installed slides outside the Tate Modern in 2006. That's false. Visitors didn't have to pay to use the slides. That's true. I told you, like, when you want to slide, it's for free. Natural sunlight was used for the weather project, and that's false. Linear rings of light don't change their color according to climate change. That's false, because like depends on the climate, the air pollution, the rings or the light of the rings will change the colors. We have like small part, it's called poem or gestures, on page 69. So we will listen to this one, to gesture. Try to answer it before you listen, and then we will have listen and have the answers. Like angry, nose, going, hips, tap, matter, and talking. Now let's listen to this one.
Poem. Module 4. Gestures.
Avoid putting hands on hips in Indonesia, especially when you're out and about. Because if you're talking and anyone sees you, they'll think you're getting angry and shout. If you want to ask someone what's going on, over in Puerto Rico, as everyone knows, it doesn't matter where you may be from. There's no need to say it, just wiggle your nose. People sometimes tap their heads in Argentina. It just means they're thinking, you will find. However, in other countries that I've been to, it often means, are you out of your mind?
So avoid putting hands, as we listened. It's avoid putting hands on hips in Indonesia, especially when you are out and about. Because if you are like talking and doing this, people there will think that you are angry. You are not happy about something, so maybe there will be a problem. If you want to ask someone what is, of course, if you want to ask about situation or something, you will use going on. Over in Puerto Rico, as everyone knows, it doesn't matter where you may be from. There is no need to say it, just wiggle, like move or like tap your nose. People sometimes tap their heads, maybe like this. In Argentina, it just means they are thinking. This is the meaning of this gesture. So these some gestures like from different country. And this is our last part. Unfortunately, this is our last lesson in this book. Thank you and good luck for watching me. Thank you for watching me and good luck and keep up the good work. Thank you.